What if I told you we could 3D print a replacement bone from something you probably threw in the trash last week? It sounds crazy, I know, but today we're diving into some incredible research that does exactly that. So let's just cut to the chase. The big question is, can we actually heal broken bones with garbage? I know it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it turns out the answer is a huge yes. And honestly, it could completely change how we think about healing. Okay, so first things first. To really get why this is such a game changer, we need to understand the problem they're trying to solve. Let's talk about the bone repair challenge. Just about everyone knows someone who's broken a bone. Whether it's from a simple slip or something more serious, fractures are a huge medical issue. And fixing them properly often means surgery and putting in implants. But here's the thing with the implants we use now. For one, they can be super expensive. And on top of that, there's always this risk that your body might just reject it. That leads to even more surgeries. So the ideal solution would be something that's both affordable and something our bodies would welcome with open arms. And that is where this research gets really cool. It brings us to their brilliant out-of-the-box solution, creating a special 3D printing ink from, of all things, animal waste. So the magic ingredient here is a material called hydroxyapatite. And what's so wild about this is that it's not some weird synthetic chemical. No, this is the exact same mineral that already makes up most of our natural bone. It's literally what our bodies use to build themselves. Okay, so here's the genius move. Instead of trying to cook up this hydroxyapatite in a lab, which is complicated and expensive, these researchers had a different idea. Why not just get it from somewhere it already exists in nature, like, say, waste chicken bones, which are full of the stuff and chemically almost identical to our own? And this really gets to the heart of it. A quote from the paper says that biowaste could be a never-ending source of raw materials for these kinds of implants. I mean, think about that. It's basically the circular economy crashing into the world of cutting-edge medicine. Pretty amazing. All right, so they've got the raw material, but how in the world do you go from a pile of bone powder to a custom implant? Well, it all starts with printing a new kind of scaffold for the bone to regrow on. You might think this is super complex, but the process is actually pretty straightforward. It's basically a three-step recipe. Step 1, they extract that hydroxyapatite powder from the bones. Step 2, they mix that powder into a special biocompatible gel to make their ink. And step 3, they print the custom scaffold one super precise layer at a time. The 3D printing technique they use is called direct ink writing, or DIW for short. The best way to picture this is to think of a super high-tech robotic pastry bag. Seriously, it just squeezes out this special bone ink in a very controlled way to build the exact 3D shape they need for the repair. Okay, this is all fascinating stuff. But let's be real, for any new medical tech, there's always one massive question that hangs over everything. Is it actually affordable for real people? And the answer here is a resounding yes. It's not just a little cheaper, it's mind-blowingly cheaper. Get this, the synthetic stuff costs around 400 Indian rupees per gram. The material they make from chicken bones, it's less than 1 rupee. That is almost 500 times cheaper. Just, wow. So it's cheap, it's sustainable, that's a huge win. But of course, the million-dollar question is still on the table. How well does this stuff actually work as a medical implant? First up, the obvious one. If you're going to put this inside someone's body to help a bone heal, it has to be strong enough to do its job, right? So they ran the tests, and the material showed a compressive strength of 1.8 megapascals. Okay, so what does 1.8 megapascals actually mean for a patient? Well, it turns out it's kind of the perfect sweet spot. It's strong enough to act as a proper scaffold for new bone cells to grow on, but it's also what we call ductile, which means it can bend just a little bit without shattering. That's exactly what you want for something that's going to live inside a moving body. Strength is crucial, for sure, but there's something even more important. Is it safe? Will our own cells play nice with this new material, or will they see it as an invader and attack it? And this chart right here is the moment of truth. It shows what happened when they put human cells on the material over 3 days. And look at that. The cells didn't just survive, they actually thrived. You can see the cell population actively growing and multiplying. That is the ultimate green light. It tells us the material is incredibly biocompatible. Okay, so this all brings us to the big picture. What does this all mean for the future of healing? So, to wrap it all up, the researchers put their invention to the ultimate test. Could they take a real medical scan from a patient and create a perfectly custom-fit implant? And what you're seeing here is frankly revolutionary. They took a CT scan of a person's toe bone, turned that digital file into a 3D model, and then they printed a perfect one-of-a-kind replica using their ink made from chicken bones, a totally custom part just for that one patient. Just as the paper says, this technique means we can repair bones with incredible precision and accuracy. We're talking about customized, patient-specific solutions. This isn't just a cool science experiment. This is a glimpse into the future of personalized medicine, made way cheaper and more accessible for everyone. And that really leaves us with one last big question to chew on. If we can turn something like discarded chicken bones into custom-printed human implants, what other waste is just sitting out there waiting for us to realize it's actually the next big medical breakthrough?